Hey there, it's David, no recipe required. Chicken tacos on the menu for tonight. I've got a great recipe here using chimichurri sauce. It's a Latin American kind of herb and garlic sauce, bunch of different herbs in there chopped up, held together with a little bit of olive oil. Really makes a great accompaniment for some seared chicken that we'll do on the stove. We'll throw maybe some peppers, some onions in there. It's really simple to make and really delicious. I think you're gonna love it. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and make our chimichurri sauce. What I've got here is equal parts cilantro and parsley, and you can throw other green herbs in here as well. I've seen mint in there, basil. It'll all be absolutely fabulous. 4 cloves of garlic. There's about maybe a 1/4 cup each of parsley and cilantro. A few good grinds of fresh ground black pepper and salt in there, and then we're going to add some olive oil. You really kind of want enough to make the chimichurri sauce pretty loose between olive oil, and I've got some red wine vinegar. And yeah, it's oil, vinegar, herbs, not much different than a vinaigrette, but it's got that great herbaceous, garlicky flavor to it. We're going to go ahead and pulse this until it's smooth, and then we'll come back. So you may have to come in and scrape down the sides a couple times to make sure it's all pushed down in the blades. But what you're looking for is, like I said, a pretty loose consistency. You're going to get that vibrant green color. You want to give it a little taste? And you should get that freshness from the garlic, tanginess from the vinegar, and obviously the bite from the garlic. Okay, for our chicken chimichurri tacos, I'm using a chicken breast that I've diced up, a couple chicken breasts. I actually I like thighs quite a bit as well for this recipe. I'm going to marinate or kind of rub the chicken with some paprika, chili powder, and cumin, a good amount, and a little bit of honey. You don't have honey, brown sugar works pretty well, as does, if you really need to, just regular sugar. I'm going to mix that all together and then let it just sit for about half an hour to 2 or 3 hours. So in a separate pan, I am caramelizing some red bell pepper, which I'm going to use as a garnish for our chicken. And I'm getting a screaming hot non-stick pan going here. Right before we add the chicken, I'm going to add salt and pepper, because we got to season, even though we added all those spices. And then I'm going to lay our seasoned and spiced chicken, down into our pan. And I'm going to try and spread it out, get everything on a single layer, and then just let it go for, like 3 or 4 minutes. I'm trying to get a little bit of caramelization on the underside of that chicken, and then we'll stir it up, make sure it's cooked through. After a few minutes, you're going to start noticing the edges of the chicken are getting cooked. You flip it over, you want to see a little bit of that char on there. That's going to give the chicken a little bit of texture and flavor. So after you get that, I'm just going to kind of move everything around, break it all up, and we're just going to need to cook this for about another 2 minutes or so to get it just cooked through. You're not looking to obviously overcook the chicken. The breast tends to dry out pretty quickly. Thigh meat also works really well for this recipe. So like 2 more minutes, we'll come back and we're ready to serve. Okay, so I've got some tortillas that I just heated up a little bit. Want to make sure you get them a little bit toasted, takes away that raw flavor. I like to lay my red peppers down. Then some of our chicken right there, and then our 2 remaining garnishes for our chimichurri chicken tacos are, of course, our chimichurri sauce, this garlicky herb. It's pretty much like a salsa in this recipe. It's got the tang of the vinegar in there, and obviously the herbs and garlic, and then just a little bit of cheese. I'm using feta cheese, very non-traditional, but I love that salty flavor. I'll see you next time on No Recipe Required.